Hey guys, I hope you're having a great day, and today I'm going to be talking about The Boy in the Striped Pajamas by John Boyne. It has been a while since I have read this book, but I just didn't take the time to make a review, but I still really wanted to talk about it, so here it is. First of all, I give this book a 5 out of 5 stars. It is my newest favorite book. I love it so much. I had no idea that this book would be so impacting on me. Everybody's been talking about this book, how great it was, but I just never knew for myself. So yeah. This book is about a 9-year-old boy named Bruno, whose family is obligated to flee, to leave from Berlin to go in a really small town for his father's work. This book is during World War II. Bruno is a German, and the other characters, his family are all Germans, and the boy he will encounter is a Jew. The boy doesn't really understand what the name is, so he calls it Auschwitz, but it is in fact Auschwitz. The house is very big. There is a big forest behind the house, but Bruno can see through the forest there is somehow a village. It's not far away because he can walk there, but it is still a bit far away. So Bruno decides to adventure someday, and he encounters this boy named Shmuel. I really don't know how to say his name. Shmuel, and they start talking and having some kind of a relationship, and they start learning about each other, who they are. Shmuel knows quickly who he is and his nationality and everything, but Bruno, being a little bit naive, it's obvious he's naive, but being a little bit naive, he doesn't understand right away what's happening and why they're kind of stuck there. Bruno is very naive, of course, but he is also very vulnerable because somehow his parents told him nothing of what was happening, so he doesn't even know that Jews are bad people. Bruno and Shmuel develop a relationship, a very friendly relationship, even though they are not supposed to be friends. They're not supposed to even know each other. And Bruno is just searching for a friend because he had a lot of friends in Berlin, but now in Auschwitz he has none. And so they don't start to play really because they can't, but they start to play some games and to just talk about life. The mother and the father are really not present in this story. The father is always working, of course, and the mother seems, she doesn't seem to agree with everything that's happening, and that may be why she's really not self-centered, but she just starts to just stay with herself, to stay with her own her own concerns about everything that's happening, and she just cannot deal with the fact that his husband is not a good person. Bruno has an older sister named Greta, and she doesn't do much in the story. You have Pavel and Maria, who are two servants, I would say. Pavel is mostly the cook, and Maria is doing everything else. She's mostly the cleaning lady, I would say, and they are Jew. So Bruno doesn't realize it at all, I think. It's been a while. There's this lieutenant named Cutler who Bruno despises because he calls him a little man. And he doesn't like to be called that because he believes he is not an old man, but a mature man, and that he can be as strong as his father, and this Cutler man just doesn't seem to enjoy his presence. So he's being a bully, I would say, like that. And he's really mean in front of the Jews, in front of the kids, and that was really interesting to see that they don't. Bruno was wondering to himself why he was so mean to the servants, but he didn't ask himself more questions about it, so it proves his naivety. What? It proves the fact that he's very, very naive, but he's 9 years old, so I don't know how this plays. I don't know if I would be this naive if I were 9 and this was happening to me, especially if they were on the good side, well, the good side. So yeah, the ending was incredible. I will not talk about it, but I did not see it coming at all. Well, I always say that about books who have twists and plots that are just over the top, but I just really wasn't expecting that kind of ending. It was heartbreaking. It was all kind of emotions. It was hard. It was hard. So that was it for this non-spoilery part of the video. I will now take to the spoilery part. So if you have not read this book,
just leave, go read the book, and then come back and we can talk about it.
Don't be spoiled by me, because I would hate to spoil anyone who doesn't want to be spoiled. So first of all, I want to talk about the ending. What the hell? I did not see that coming at all. I don't understand why that happened. Bruno, he was just being a good friend. He wanted to help his friend find back his dad, and it's not fair. And I know life is not fair. I am so sad about this, because the family even doesn't know he's dead. They just search for him, and they just think that he's missing. But at some point the father finds out the clothes, but the mother and the daughter just wonder what happened to him, and they don't know. And that's the most heartbreaking part, because he was just trying to be a good friend, and a bad thing happened to him because he wasn't at the right place at the right time. The mother's relationship with Cutler, I think it was a loving relationship. I'm not too sure about this, because it isn't explicitly said or explained in the book, because it is from the point of view of the child. But I feel like the mother recovered from everything that was happening with an affair with Cutler. I don't know if that is real, but that's what I think. What happened with Cutler's father was very unfortunate. At the dining table, where the father asked Cutler what his father was doing, why he fled the country, and it was just a very awkward situation. And obviously Cutler was sent to the front after that, just because his father was not a part of the beliefs of the country. And this was very, very sad, because Cutler was just a really big bully, and he was just doing his job very perfectly, and because of his father he is punished, and he probably died on the front. So that's sad. Pavel and Maria were very interesting, because Bruno was asking a lot of questions about just what was happening, why he was moving. He was also asking questions about them, about their life and what they did before. And they didn't know how to answer, because they couldn't tell the truth, because Pavel was a doctor, but he couldn't tell him, well, he told him, but he couldn't tell him that, because Bruno was like, well, why are you here? Why are you cutting carrots and being our cook if you are a doctor? And he was like, I'm Jew, I can't do it anymore. But he couldn't say that because Bruno wouldn't understand. It was really interesting how they managed to answer somehow to Bruno's questions. The weird thing that I saw while reading this book was that Bruno's mother and father were just never home, and I don't understand that, because Bruno would leave every afternoon for like the entire afternoon. He would not be home, and not even near of home, and nobody asked questions. I don't understand how that is even possible. I mean, like, your 8-year-old, 9-year-old child is just missing for an complete afternoon every single day, and you don't wonder where he is. You're so consumed in your work life that you don't see that your child is not there every afternoon. That's red flag, red flag. Shmuel's dad death, that's hard to say. It was very, very unfortunate, and it was very, very sad for Shmuel, who didn't understand what happened, and that he just thought his father was missing. He didn't understand that he was killed, and that was the saddest thing because he's just a kid. He doesn't understand why he would be killed for such things. And the end, they just both died because they weren't supposed to be there. They weren't supposed to be there because it was just all of the men. They were very old. They weren't supposed to be between them, and it just happened, and that was sad, and I am not over it. So that was it, guys. I hope you really enjoyed it. Tell me down below what you thought of the book. I would really like to know what you thought because I want to talk about it. I hope you are all having a great day, and I will see you soon with a new video. Goodbye.
De la tierra morena, cielito lindo, vienen bajando un par de ojitos negros, cielito lindo de contrabando.